It's that time, everyone. Off-season previews. Franchise tag deadline is March 7th, and pretty soon after that, we're going to start free agency. Let's go through each team, like I always do, talk about their salary cap, their top free agents, and where they're picking in the NFL draft, and what they need to do to complete their teams. It's that time, everyone. Off-season preview. Do this every year. We're going to talk about the salary cap situation for each team. We're going to go through the top free agents, talk about where they're picking in the draft, and really talk about what they need to do to make their teams better than they were last year. And as always, we're going to start with the AFC East, and with that, we're going to jump right in with the Buffalo Bills. The Bills and the playoffs were very disappointing. They almost lost to the Dolphins, who started Skylar Thompson, a 7th-round rookie, at quarterback. And then they got absolutely dominated on their own home field by the Cincinnati Bengals, where it was snowing and they should have had the advantage, and yet it was the Bengals who looked like the snow wasn't even bothering them at all, and the Bills were just slipping and sliding all over the place. Josh Allen has to get off-season surgery, and Devin Singletary is a free agent. They have to figure out what they're going to do with this running game. They need to find a way to finish out games next year. They really need to get over this hump, because right now, they have a very talented team. Of course, you have Allen, Gabriel Davis, of course, Stephon Diggs, a very good offensive line. Ray Russo starting to come into his own. And other pieces, they're going to get Tre'Davious White back. He had to miss some time last year after suffering that torn ACL. Going to be a year removed from that. But there's also questions with that secondary because, guess what? Jordan Pryor is a free agent and he's in his 30s. But you also have Tremaine Edmonds that's also a free agent, and they just signed Matt Milano to a long-term deal last offseason. And they're not going to franchise Edmonds. Now, Edmonds is going to be wanted because this is somebody that's coming off his best season as pro, and he's still only 24 years old. He's been in the league 5 years. He's only 24 because, remember, he came into the league as a 19-year-old kid. He didn't turn 20 until after he was drafted. So his best football is ahead of him. He is going to be wanted, and I mentioned Singletary as a free agent. So they have a lot of decisions to make. Don't forget Roger Saffold's also a free agent, and other guys that were contributors to that team. But they also have negative 16 million in cap space. They have to find out what to do in order to create some cap space so they can at least re-sign a few of those guys. And because they made a deep playoff run, they're picking in the late 20s. They have the 27th overall pick. But to be fair, they did get Tre'Davious White as the 27th overall pick a few years ago, so maybe that number will be good for them this year. But this is a critical offseason for the Bills. They have got to get over the hump. This is a franchise that has never won a Super Bowl, and the fans are dying to see it. They want to see Josh Allen and this team win, but they have to finish the puzzle. Miami lost a first-round pick with the tampering charges involving Tom Brady, so they don't have their first-round pick. And remember, they had another one that they traded away. So they're picking 51st overall in the draft. And they have the same amount of cap space as the Buffalo Bills, negative 16 million. And they have some big-time free agents of their own. Mike Gesicki, their top tight end's a free agent. He's going to be wanted on that market. Eric Rowe, Eric Fisher, and Melvin Ingram, who were also contributors to that team last year, are also free agents. And with Gesicki, he might benefit from a change of scenery, not sure yet. We'll see what Miami needs to do to, one, free cap space, and two, see who they want to re-sign. And one thing they should definitely work on is the offensive line. Tua Tagovailoa, as talented as he is and how great he was on the field when he was healthy, he just wasn't healthy all year long. Remember, he suffered at least 2, maybe 3 concussions last year. So they got to be able to protect him, and Austin Jackson has been very disappointing as a first-round pick. So they got to get some offensive linemen to protect him. With Melvin Ingram gone, yes, they have Chubb and Jalen Phillips. Might want to get another edge rusher just to make sure that you are still good. Byron Jones was injured all of last year, and he has officially announced his retirement from the NFL. So in the secondary, that's going to need some help as well. Miami, they are on the cusp, but they need a lot of things to go right to really be true contenders next year. And we'll see what happens. If I'm the NFL, I'm scared about the Patriots and their first round pick because they are picking 14th overall. And remember, the team that had the 14th overall pick last year got a top 5 talent that ended up falling. That was Kyle Hamilton to the Ravens. Do we really want a similar situation happening with the Patriots? I don't think so, but it could happen. It could. And the Patriots are in the best shape with any team in the AFC East. They have $32 million in cap space. And they have guys like Isaiah Wynn, you have Damian Harris, you also have Jabril Peppers, and Devin McCourty that are free agents this year, and a few other guys. Devin McCourty, he's in his mid-30s now. He may or may not be thinking about retiring. We're not quite sure about that. We're just going to have to see what happens. If he decides to come back, I think he'll be back in a Patriots uniform. I can't see him playing in any other uniform. Isaiah Wynn, it took some time, but he became a serviceable lineman for them. We'll see if they can get him re-signed. Jabril Peppers, this kid, we know how talented Peppers is. However, nobody's really been able to find the right way to use him. I mean, at times he has made some really good plays, but it's just been all about what's the best way to use him. We'll see if Bill Belichick wants to have another year with him. And Damian Harris, somebody's going to get a very good running back because Damian Harris, he's been really good, but Stevenson took over the #1 back role. And with the way Belichick uses running backs, it's somebody different every year. So I think Harris is going to end up leaving. And with the Patriots, this is a team that just needs to get better on offense. And don't forget, Jacoby Myers is also a free agent. That was our #1 target last year. Also, Nelson Aguilar is also a free agent. So we'll see if they want to try to re-sign those guys or if they're going to revamp the receiving corps for Mac Jones. And with Mac Jones, what the heck were they thinking making Mac Patricia the offensive coordinator? What were they thinking doing that? He's a defensive guy. Now they got Bill O'Brien, who's been with the Patriots system before. And with Mac Jones, yes, he did regress, but it wasn't entirely his fault. You have Stevenson, very good running back that can take pressure off of Jones. Just make sure you have weapons around him so he's not trying to figure it all out on his own. He has guys that can help him out. And I think the Patriots could be back in the playoffs if they are able to help out their quarterback and their offense can improve. Because you know they're going to have a good defense. I mean, that's been a staple of Belichick teams for a long time. Now, the Jets are right ahead of the Patriots in the draft. They're picking 13th overall. So maybe they try to steal somebody from the Patriots, or maybe the Patriots try to jump them for someone. Hey, we've seen it before with division rivals. We could see it again. However, the biggest question with the Jets right now is that quarterback position. What are they going to do at quarterback? Zach Wilson just has not worked out. I know he's only been in the NFL for 2 seasons. I'm not big on giving up a guy early, but Zach Wilson just has not played a lot of good football since he's been drafted. I mean, we've seen the comparisons to other draft busts, so it's not looking good for him right now. And Mike White is a free agent. Are they going to try to bring him back? And they have negative $200,000 in cap space, so they got to make some moves. Oh, and by the way, Quinnen Williams is due for a contract extension, and he is coming off his best season. What do they do about him? Not to mention, his brother Quincy is also a free agent. Another guy on that defensive front seven, Quan Alexander, is a free agent. You have 2 of your starting linebackers that are free agents. Oh, by the way, Connor McGovern, one of your linemen, he's a free agent. And your kicker is also a free agent, Greg Zuerlein. So right now, the Jets have decisions to make. First of all, how do they create cap space? Second of all, are they going to sign Quinnen Williams to a contract extension? Third of all, what free agents do they bring back? And finally, what do you do with the quarterback position? I don't think the Jets are going to draft with this. I think they are going to sign a free agent or trade for somebody. We've seen Aaron Rodgers, we've seen Derek Carr. We'll see what happens there. About the quarterback position, that is key right now for the Jets. They have a team that can make it to the playoffs. Look how well that defense played last year. What held them back was the offense, and that cannot happen again. Alright guys, those were my thoughts on the offseason for the AFC East. As always, the NFC is up next. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. And as always, I will see you guys next time.